While Oliver felt like an unwelcomed return to the shallow and overly grandiose productions of the 50s, the film that followed it felt like an immediate push forward into the next decade. That's right, we're saying goodbye to the 60s with Midnight Cowboy, directed by John Schlesinger and starring Jon Voight and Dustin Hoffman. The film tells the story of Joe Buck, a young man from Texas who sets out on the road with big dreams and aspirations to move to a big city with mountains of opportunities to seek his fortune. Unfortunately, he winds up in New York City. Indeed, Joe Buck's dreams of sleeping with beautiful women and making lots of money don't come to pass. Instead, he receives multiple slaps in the face from the harsh reality of living in poverty in the Big Apple. His only friend is Enrico Salvatore Rizzo, or Ratso if you will, and he really is a rat. He looks like a rat, he acts like a rat, he even lives like a rat. His flat is one of the most disgusting looking apartments I've ever seen in any movie. But despite their enormous differences and many flaws, they're able to build an unlikely friendship that is very endearing to the audience. Midnight Cowboy granted me a very difficult yet very rewarding viewing experience. A few elements of the film really stand out. The first is the acting, which is terrific across the board. Jon Voight is excellent as Joe Buck. He's very likable and you really feel for him, even though he is a bit thick.
Excuse me, ma'am.
He constantly gets taken advantage of. You really want him to just wise up and stop taking this shit already. With that being said, the film does an excellent job of explaining why he is the way that he is. Dustin Hoffman as Ratso is a complete show stealer.
I'm walking here! I'm walking here!
He elevates this film a lot for me. I never thought I could feel so much for such an utterly disgusting individual, but this film and Dustin's performance made it happen. All he wants is to live the good life, but he's stuck in the trash. This brings me to the second element of the film that stands out, which is the visuals. This film is a showcase of the bowels of New York City. The city is presented through a very raw lens. If you thought In the Heat of the Night was gritty, it's nothing compared to Midnight Cowboy. The film really makes you feel the dirt, the scum, the filth. It's a parallel world that's very real, yet feels very unreal at the same time. I think this film could really serve as a reality check to privileged people who simply never get exposed to this world. I should know, I'm one of them. It really helps put things in perspective. The third and final element that I want to talk about is the editing, which is frankly insane, for better and worse. Through the editing, the film does an excellent job in making you feel disoriented and uncomfortable. I just personally don't like feeling that way for the majority of a film, but for this film the editing works fairly well, and it's certainly impressive. This is the first Best Picture winner in history to incorporate such a high level of experimental editing. The film constantly takes you into flashbacks, out of flashbacks, into dreams, out of dreams, and it does so in order to slowly reveal bits of information about the character's past and psyche, especially Joe Buck. Through his flashbacks, we get to see his relationship with his grandmother, which is very disturbing stuff. This is by far the raunchiest film to win Best Picture up to that point. That's a fact. Midnight Cowboy is the type of film that usually doesn't click with me, but this one did, thanks to a combination of fantastic acting, a tough yet heartwarming story, and an eye-catching visual style. Unless you're 17 or under, then you should definitely check it out. I'm ranking Midnight Cowboy right here, very close to the top 10. The 60s was a very strong decade in the Academy's history, but that was nothing compared to the decade that followed it. I hope you guys are ready, because up next is the 43rd Best Picture winner, and the film that opens what is undoubtedly the highest quality decade in the Academy Awards history, the World War II biopic, Patton. Check back again for the next video of DB Reviews Oscar Mandates Marathon, and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss a thing. Thank you all very much, and let the journey continue.